Hi Scorpio, this is going to be your career reading for August 2018. But what I decided to do was to do another spread for love and relationships. So the reading at the top here using the Gilded Tarot is going to be for your career and finances. And the reading down here with the Rider-Waite is going to be for love and relationships. So when we're looking at your career now, the first card we've got here is Three of Swords. Now look, you've heard me say many times that sometimes for me, the Three of Swords can be needing to get to the heart of the matter. And we need to do that through communication. So that may be the case here for some of you. But the Three of Swords also, it can touch on some heartbreak here, some sadness. It could be for some of you that maybe you've lost your job. Because heartbreak and sadness doesn't always have to be talking about personal relationships and personal issues. You know, when we're talking to work and finances, if anything goes dramatically wrong there, then that can impact us just as greatly. So maybe for some of you, it is talking about that. Maybe for some of you, it's talking about needing to move on and needing to leave your present job. But although it's a decision you may feel you have to make, it's not a decision that's made lightly. And it's a decision that, you know, there may be some difficulty. But also it could talk about the environment that you've been working in. That the environment has not been healthy and it's brought you know, this energy of some sadness here, you know, maybe, you know, an element of heartbreak. Now, with the past coming through, we do have the Hangman. And the Hangman, he doesn't take any direct course of action. Now, sometimes the Hangman can be where we feel as though we can't make any moves. As though, you know, we're stuck somewhere. And we need somebody else to change their perspective. Or we're hanging around waiting to see what somebody else is going to do or say. But the Hangman can also be us being in suspense. You know, sometimes we've needed to gain more insight or change our perspective. And I feel with the Hangman coming through, it is very possible that for some time you've thought about moving on from this workplace. And, you know, due to maybe not having another job to go to at that point, or the right job hadn't come along, or the hope that things would dramatically improve, you kind of kept yourself in limbo. But in the present moment, we do have the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is moving on. It is moving on from something that's been quite turbulent, where there could have been a lot of disagreements, a lot of conflict within your place of work. You know, the swords are to do with our thoughts, yes. So very mixed thoughts, you know, in a muddle maybe in terms of our thinking, but also could have been, as I said, conflict and harsh communication that's taken place within your place of work. And that's why we could be seeing that Three of Swords there. The Six of Swords is then moving to something that's going to be more calmer, where we're going to feel calmer within our thoughts, where we're moving to maybe a more peaceful environment. Now, for some of you, it could be that issues within your current place of work are going to be worked through. But for others of you, this could be actually you physically moving on to a new job. In your advice position, you do have the King of Wands. So this is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Maybe for some of you, there's a fire sign around you that has been helping you, advising you, guiding you, that's been there to support you through this Three of Swords. Maybe it's advising you to take on these characteristics of the King of Wands. You know, he's very determined. He's very independent. Yes, he looks for excitement and adventure. But, you know, he is that. He's strong. And he can, you know, take care of himself. And maybe that's what you need to do, Scorpio. You need to start to show some strength here. In your environment, though, we do have the Emperor. And once again, you know, I don't often mention the signs for the major arcanas, but the Emperor is Aries, and we do have a King of Wands here. Although for me, quite often, the Page of Wands can be more representative of an Aries. But maybe there is an Aries in your environment that is, you know, helping and assisting. The Emperor sometimes could... See, the Emperor also could be talking about your boss, your manager. And, you know, on a bad day, the Emperor can be very controlling, can be domineering, because the Emperor, he rules his empire. He doesn't take nonsense from anyone. You know, he doesn't ask advice from anyone. He does exactly what it is that he wants to do. So it may be that there's been somebody within your workplace that has been difficult, that wants everything their own way, and there's no flexibility there. Now, in your hopes and fears, we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, this can be a card of feeling left out in the cold. So maybe some of you, again, you know, have given so much to the place where you work, have given so much, and you may feel as though they have just left you out in the cold. That, you know, after supporting this company, working hard for this company, that you do feel very much on the outside looking in. Remember, hopes and fears are not always the reality here. But also the Five of Pentacles could talk about how maybe you're fearing some financial loss. That if you leave this job, is it going to impact you financially here? But moving down to your outcome, we do have the Page of Wands. So this is, you know, maybe messages coming through, offering you something new. It could well be that an offer comes through from a fire sign, offering you a new job, a new, you know, place to work. The Page of Wands, he doesn't necessarily know how this new job's going to be. He doesn't know, he's not yet feeling any burdens. But he's got that enthusiasm there. He's feeling, you know, he's got that excitement there, that element of passion for starting something new. The card at the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So again, it could be that there's an air sign that is significant here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Again, that could be your boss. It could be somebody that has been very difficult to work alongside. It could very well be somebody that is assisting you. It could be your new boss, if not the fire sign. But the King of Swords could be you. You know, the King of Swords is about the truth. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. Speaks his truth and wants the truth. He wants clarity. He wants a new understanding. When it comes to work, Scorpio, as I said, you know, general reading here won't be for all of you, but I do feel that you've gone through some difficult times within your place of work, and it may very well be that now is the time to move on. Right. We're going to move these cards up a little bit because I just want to bring the other cards slightly forward And we're now going to focus on your love and relationships. Now, the card you've got at the center is the Five of Cups. So this is focusing on the loss of something, an emotional loss, something that's affecting us emotionally. The Five of Cups can touch on regrets, remorse, sometimes feeling as though we should apologize to somebody. Maybe feeling regretful if we've left somebody behind. Or, as I said, just focusing on the fact that maybe a relationship has come to an end. The thing is, there is still two cups standing. There is still some positivity here. But it's about letting go of what's gone, letting go of any regrets, any remorse, and starting to focus on the two cups that are still there. The past coming through, we've got the moon. Now, with the moon, we don't see things as clearly. Things can be hidden from us. So it may be for some of you that maybe you are focusing on somebody that you've left behind, somebody that's no longer with you, somebody, you know, that the relationship has ended. And with the moon coming through, you know, maybe you're trying to get clarity here. Maybe you don't know what this person is doing or thinking or how their life is now. But the moon card also can be wanting to go down a new path, but feeling hesitant, feeling fearful. We don't know what's going to be at the end of that path. In your present, we have the Emperor. So a repeating card from what we had in your career reading. The Emperor, as I said, card of Aries. Domineering, yes. Controlling, yes. But also very wise. Somebody can be relied upon. Somebody that it can be trusted. Is this you, Scorpio, taking on these qualities of the Emperor at the moment? Is this somebody around you? Is the Emperor somebody that you could turn to for advice? Because as I said, the Emperor is very wise, you know, he's gone through a lot and, you know, so he has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. It's funny because all the spreads that I've done so far like this, I think that in every one there's been repeating cards. Now, in your advice, this time we've got the Queen of Swords. In your other reading up here, you had the King of Swords. So, look, Queen of Swords could very well be air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. So, is there somebody around you, again, that could help you, advise you? Somebody that if you went to them and spoke to them about how you're feeling, they're going to give you the truth. Because the Queen of Swords is about truth, speaking her truth, cutting through to the truth. No holds barred. But is that you, Scorpio? You know, wanting to get to the truth to something here. It may very well be, as I said, for some of you that you're thinking very heavily about somebody from your past with this Five of Cups. And with that Moon card, you know, you may be wanting to reach out to this person, but there's an element of fear and hesitancy because, you know, there's no clarity here. You don't know what this person is doing. You don't know whether they'd want to hear from you or not. And the Queen of Swords may be here because it's in your advice position about trying to get clarity here. Trying to get to the truth. In your advice position, in your environment, sorry, we have the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is the victory card, but you'll only get the victory when those two Sphinxes are also going in the same direction. So the Chariot can have that forward movement. Head and heart on the same page. The Chariot can be the card, obviously, to do with travel. It could be travel in terms of car journey. It could be travel in terms of plane, you know, overseas. Is it in your environment because you're you're traveling somewhere? Are you wanting to travel to see somebody that you've left behind? In your hopes and fears, Two of Pentacles. Choppy water in the background here. Water talking about our feelings and our emotions. Now, the Two of Pentacles, yes, it can be about juggling too much, but that's not what I think here. The Two of Pentacles here is juggling a decision, a choice, going backwards and forwards. You know, is there something that you're fearing this other person may be doing? Is there something you're doing? And you know you need to make a decision, but because you don't have clarity here, you're struggling. Is the Two of Pentacles here suggesting that it is your emotions that are up and down here? Moving to your outcome, we have the Empress. Now, the Empress is, you know, yes, the birth of something new. She's the creator. She creates new things. It can talk about emotional and material abundance. But we've got the Emperor and the Empress here, which are a couple. So, you know, is it talking about you and another individual that are on the same page, that are very similar to each other, that have the same likes, dislikes? Yes, there may be differences, but overall, a couple that, you know, are the yin and the yang, a couple that, you know, complement one another. Two people that should be together, because the Emperor should have his Empress and the Empress should have her Emperor. The next card we've got is the Five of Pentacles, another repeating card that we had up here for your career reading. Five of Pentacles, that feeling of being left out in the cold. Maybe we're talking about somebody here that you haven't spoken to for a long time. Somebody that, you know, they've cut you out of their life, or you had cut them out of your life, or, you know, whatever. And it may be that you're feeling very much on the outside. Next card, Ace of Swords. I like the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is when we start to get clarity. It's that aha moment. You know, where there's been this kind of fogginess in our thoughts, where with the moon, as I said, we haven't had clarity. And then we get this new understanding. The Ace of Swords also can be the truth card in the sense of somebody speaking up and speaking their truth, because the Swords is thoughts and communication. Last card, Ace of Pentacles. Out of all the aces, you know, it is one of the best. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning in terms of going down a new path. It could be moving with somebody, you know, but it's something real, something tangible. The card at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. Again, another repeating card from your reading up here. Heartbreak, sadness, or needing to get to the heart of the matter through communication. For me, we're talking maybe only one of you here, but it is a general reading. Please remember that. But I think we're talking about a Scorpio here who is thinking about somebody that has been lost. And you may very well be wanting to reach out to them. But as I said, there is this lack of clarity. There is a fearful energy here, feeling hesitant, not knowing what reception you're going to get. Maybe swaying backwards and forwards. Should I contact? Should I not? It may be somebody that's at a distance to you and you're going to be traveling to where they live with that Chariot. The Chariot could be here to signify victory and forward movement here. The Ace of Pentacles going down a new path. I don't feel this Scorpio, I don't feel this relationship reading here is talking about those of you that are actually in a relationship. I think, as I said, it's focusing very much on somebody that is no longer actually in your life. Okay, Scorpio, that concludes your readings. Please remember, the sign that has the most views will get the bonus reading in September. The bonus reading for August, I am going to calculate that this weekend, and I will let you know who will get that. Thank you and take care. Bye.